What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of So You Want to Lead a Party? My name's Nate.
My name is Ragan.
And thank you so much for checking out the show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you so much to our patrons as well. All of that helps people discover the show. Ragan, who are we adventuring with today?
Today we're going to focus in on John Lewis, who actually just recently passed away. Rest in power. John Lewis basically spent his entire life fighting for equality for everyone. And here is a fascinating, interesting fact. So Nate and I used to work together at the Museum of Science and Industry, which was founded by Julius Rosenwald. Julius Rosenwald worked with Booker T. Washington to make the Rosenwald schools to teach African Americans in the South. And guess what school John Lewis went to? That's right, a Rosenwald school, which is where he was encouraged by a teacher to read. So John Lewis actually wanted to become a minister or a preacher, and then later got into politics and essentially spent from like the late 1980s until he passed away in 2020 in politics and basically fighting for, well, not basically, fighting for equal rights for everybody. So that's why this is a happy, special episode. All right, so Nate, what is your John Lewis character like?
Okay, so John Lewis, to me, he, given that he is an icon of the civil rights struggle, I felt it more than appropriate, and given that he wanted to be a preacher, he wanted to be a man, he was a man of faith throughout his life. I made him a peace domain cleric, and I put him at level 20 because he was in it. He was in the fight. He was in public life. He was an advocate throughout his life. For background, I gave him the faction agent background. Given that he was very much into organizing and organizing people in communities, it stands to reason that a peace domain cleric would be able to mobilize the people and get into, if you will, some good trouble. Racially, he is a hill dwarf. He is, that gives you a +2 to Constitution and a +1 to Wisdom, Dark Vision, resistance to poison, and can take a fair amount of damage, being a primary support character. The Peace Domain Cleric is very community, i.e. party related, oriented, kind of knits the group together and helps them all succeed through solidarity and teamwork. I would likely roleplay this character as the head of a peacekeeping organization, here to help the party spread the word about injustice and fight to make justice a reality for the realm. He has an AC of 18, medium armor plus shield. He has a +2 to dexterity, so he gets a +2 to initiative as well. Spells, a very cool focus of the Peace Domain Cleric, in my opinion, is the first level feature, Emboldening Bond. It can create a magical or spiritual bond with a party to add 1d4 to lots of different rolls, attack rolls, saving throws, for 10 minutes. And it also stacks with the spell called Bless. So that's another d4. So in theory, you could have plus 2d4 to attacks, saving throws, and the like for a number of people equal to your proficiency bonus for a good amount of time. That's a great way to sort of build the community and, i.e., the party up. Other spells, because he's level 20, he is a beast in terms of spell casting. I took Mass Heal, which the paramedics, clerics are your typical paramedics of the party, you know. Rary's Telepathic Bond, which is good for keeping track of everyone, making sure they're safe and okay. Warding Bond, which can be used to redirect damage, good for use in combat or in case the rogue is getting a little careless and isn't checking for traps. Finally, another iconic cleric spell, Sanctuary. It's available as of first level, and my paladin was able to use that to help out our cleric in one of our campaigns a couple of weeks ago. You may redirect attacks, possibly saving somebody's life at that low level. Knowing that John Lewis was putting himself in a position where he would be in physical danger in advocating for equal justice in public accommodations and advocating for the right to vote. He spoke, this domain spoke very much to me of John Lewis and his efforts. And I share that rest in power. That's my John Lewis.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, my John Lewis, I decided to have a little fun with this. Originally, I was going to make him a scourge, ASMR, and it didn't quite work out. So what I actually made him was a furbog, and I made him a level 20 druid. So with this, as the furbog, what I did, that particular race is very much about protecting nature. They're the ones who, like, if you come into their woods, they don't really trust you. And if you came into the woods searching for a bad guy, they're going to put the bad guy at your feet dead. And basically, that's their invitation for you to get the heck out of Dodge, or your body is going to be at somebody's feet, that kind of thing. The reason why I did that is because his family actually came from sharecroppers. In fact, his parents were sharecroppers. So they were very much about the land, protecting their land, protecting their space. Druid, also because of that religious background. So with this, you push the Constitution. I made that a max of 20. Wisdom, I pushed for 20. After that, dexterity is 15, intelligence 12, strength is 9, and charisma is 8. By doing that, his initiative is a +2. His armor class is a 16. All I could do was like get him a medium armor and a shield, and so that's what I gave him. With that, I can't give him too many weapons because he is a druid. So he's really going to be more about those spells. So with the spells, I looked at a couple of different things. One was primal savagery. You channel primal magic to cause your teeth or fingernails to sharpen, ready to deliver a corrosive attack. You can make a melee spell attack. After that, I started looking at things such as charm a person, hold a person, or hold a monster, conjuring animals. Have a lot of conjuring and shaping of stone, divination. Insect plague is always one of my favorites. Tree Stride was a cool one I haven't done before. You gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to inside another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. So both trees must be living and at least the same size as you. And you must use 5 feet of movement to enter a tree. And as soon as you enter that tree, you instantly know the location of all other trees. With this, I was able to give him 203 hit points. He's got a passive wisdom perception of 21. His animal handling is a plus 11. Perception is a plus 11. And his survival is a plus 11. So by changing him from that ASMR to the Furbog, I actually did a lot better in regards to constitution. I did a lot better when it came to his hit points, and I also did a lot better when it came to his AC. I did that because I did this a little bit backwards. I actually started with the background first. So the background for him was actually folk hero. And then I came around and did race, class, and all that other stuff. I haven't done that before. I usually just follow DnD Beyond and just go by the steps. This time I changed it around a little bit. So background first, then race, then class. Once it gets to ability scores, go do the ability thing, then come back and then see what I need to increase. And that is John Lewis, who, based on this, is a badass. And I would love to play as a character. He's the one I've got.
Sure.
He's got something like 30 spells that, you know, I mean, not a lot of spell slots, but a ton of spells. And druids connect to that nature. So that's why that race and that class really went well together.
I realized I forgot to add his stats.
Okay.
My stats for John Lewis were 8 strength, not a priority. 14 dexterity. I was able to max his con at 20. Intelligence, decent at 11. Max wiz at 20, and charisma at 14 as well. So decent rolls. And also passive wisdom 21, HP nice. 203. So D8 baby. Yep.
Nice. So I finally have a way, thanks to one of our former co-workers, now yours still, Anne, where they posted something that explains the differences between strength, dexterity, and all that other stuff. So strength is being able to crush it at the gym. Dexterity is being able to ride the bus, no hands, while using your phone. Constitution, being able to go your whole shift without a coffee. Intelligence, knowing what you're talking about. Wisdom, knowing when to talk. And then charisma, hey, how you doing, baby? That's the differences between them. Because because I'm sure people are like, okay, so what's the difference between wisdom and intelligence? Pretty much the same as it is with humans. Intelligence, you know a lot of stuff. Wisdom is knowing when to shut up. And also knowing that although a tomato and a zucchini are fruits, we do not necessarily put those into a smoothie. I mean, you could if you want to, but not necessarily.
There's no law against it.
No, there is no law against it. You can do whatever you want to do. But that's, that's your choice. That's how we look at it. Yeah. So Nate and I are going to take a break because we need to rethink a couple of things. I also want to say thank you to Jesse Reyes. He updated our intro. He made an intro for us. And Nate hasn't seen it yet, but he also last night with me created a new background for our faces to go onto. Nate, you now have a dagger.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yes, you now have a dagger. So
Excellent.
thank you so much to Jesse for that.
Thank you, Jesse.
Yes, we will let everybody know what we're going to do in like the next week or so. We just have to figure out a couple of things because I went back to work. Nate, his
I
work,
changed my schedule.
right, they changed his schedule has changed. So we want to make sure that this is still fun and also that we're actually putting in the work into it for you all, because we really do like doing this for our viewers, and it's just a crap ton of fun. In 1 year, I've gone from well, I knew what D&D was, but in a year, I've gone from I don't understand D&D to now I've got 7 different sets of die. I've got the books. I've got the online stuff. Yeah, I've gone a little D&D crazy. So, okay, but you know, that's life. All right, so thank you all so very much, and we will keep you updated, and have a great night. Say night, Nate.
Night, Nate.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of So You Want to Lead a Party. Please click the subscribe button, the like button, and don't forget to ring the bell. And if you enjoyed this week's episode, check out last week's video or the YouTube suggested videos.